Hey everybody, this is Driver. We're back over on Car Mechanic Simulator 21, and after completing story order 4, I was going to just do basic orders, expecting to have a little bit of space in between to number 5, but story order 5 is already here, right after 4, so we got this Bolt Hornet we got to work on, and as always, y'all can pause and read that if you'd like. Got body part work to do, and we got to change the oil. So with this entailed, I think we're going to have to expand our shop. So let's just take a look at what we got going on with it first. Yeah, we'll just take a look at it real quick. That wasn't too bad. I was expecting it to be more glitchy. Anyways, here's our car. Just 3 pages worth of repairs to do on the parts end of it. And all of it's pretty basic from the looks of it. It don't even look like we're really going to be digging into the motor much. Timing belt, yes. But I'm not really seeing much else. Spark plug. Fuel rail, ignition coil. Yeah, cam is about the deepest we're going in this. I think cam and the timing belt. So that's not too bad. And then the parts, oh, that's easy. That'll be just front bumper. So that's a good thing. Then we got to do an oil change and refill the water fluid. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to, let's see how bad this bumper is. Let's go ahead and start with that altogether. Let's take a look at what we got here. See, that's 5%, and that's not even fixable, whether or not it can be repaired. So let's just go ahead and buy one of those real quick. We gotta go to the body shop. No, I don't want that. Bumper. Grabbing the right one, I think. Alright, put the front bumper back on. And of course, it took the headlights and everything out too, so. Let's stick all those back in there. But by doing all that, body parts is done. So that made that a little easy. Easier at least. So let me set my notes to the side here real quick. Let's go ahead and get this. I'll go back to normal mode, I guess. Let's get this thing inside. And I think we're gonna go ahead and start with the oil change. Let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air. Oh yeah, get the oil pan first. That would make the most sense, right? I need a drain pan to drain it. You can drain it on the ground, but you know. No, seriously, don't do that. You actually end up with a mess that you have to pay to clean up. Ooh, look at that oil filter. It's jeans early. What's the percentage here? 76. I don't have any parts that can fit the bill for that, but it is what it is. So we'll double check. I don't recall, but I'm gonna just check again. I'm not worried about these bushings yet. Oil filter, yes. Okay. The one I was double checking is that we didn't need to remove this oil pan to do anything in particular. So because of that, we're going to go ahead and just get this oil filter. Come on. Working with me, keyboard. Work with me. Let's sell that one too. Do we have any oil filters? I think we used that other one we had, huh? Okay. I need one of those. Helps when you hit the right buttons on the keyboard, by the way. Sorry, this is still day 1 of no nicotine, so just trying to get a couple of videos recorded up today. Alright, get the oil filter on here. And then we'll come back to the underneath of this car later and go ahead and go and do the engine. Let's get this thing ready to go. So, obviously this is a V8, and I'm sure it's a twin cam or dual overhead cam on both sides. So, to make our life a little bit easier, I want to mark our cam, our fuel rail. Excuse me, kind of burping that. Fuel rail. We're not gonna mark the coils, not yet at least. And I also wanted to mark. Okay, it's gonna be just both the timing belts, so as you can kind of see where you can see it there. So we definitely know it is that cam and this rail. So I just got to start tearing this thing apart. Let's see, add spark plugs from here. Still probably good. Okay. So we can see the timing belt. We got to pull the whole front of this motor apart, guys. Whole front's got to come apart. First off, means we're going to have to pull the water pump. So let's go ahead and get this coolant drained out. Can I go normal? There we go. All right. So let's click down here to find something we can tear apart. A little bit of a tight area to work with here. In theory, you can remove the fan shroud with the fans and this radiator here if you wanted to. Obviously, you don't want to remove the radiator if you're not pulling the water pump, because, well, it kind of defeats the whole idea, because then you would have to drain the coolant just to remove a radiator that doesn't need to be removed. So, just a pointer on that one. We are going to have to pull that other valve cover off. Unfortunately. We can get that apart. This is probably some of our coils we got to change anyways. Oops. Yep, that was one of them. And probably some of our spark plugs. Two of them from here. Go ahead and grab them spark plugs while we're here. I forgot to grab that fuel rail. And just grab this timing cover. And we need that timing belt and that timing belt. We also need our cam up here. And I think that's honestly it. Let's double check again. We got the camshaft out, we got a fuel rail. We'll figure out the coils as we go to put things back together. Spark plugs, the same thing. Spring cap is suspension. Timing belts are obvious because it's going to be just the two. So let's put our shopping list together and let's get our parts. So let's see. There's our old oil filter, so we can actually sell that. Coils. 3 spark plugs. Another coil. More plugs. We'll come back to that. Let's see. Electronic shop for that. 3 of those. And 5 of those. Buying parts on here is a bigger breeze than it was in the last game. We'll give it that much. Alright, so as far as the spark plugs are concerned, I apologize for clearing my throat. We only pulled out the bad spark plugs, so we're just going to put in new spark plugs where those go. While we're at it, we're going to get turned around where we can see again. Put these in there as well. Now it's just a matter of just putting all the pieces back on. Didn't want to do that. I'm talking about removing this to have better access to view this. Here's what the downfall is that now, if you're trying to put all this together, you have a halo here, these ghost images of the radiator that's now in your way. So you're kind of back in the same boat. That's another reason of not pulling a radiator. Just throwing that out there. We're making small talk while we do this, right? And I'm not really putting this back together in any particular order. I'm just clicking on parts and slapping them on. As long as it lets me put a part on, I put it on. So let's focus on this valve cover for a minute here. Obviously, we gotta get it bolted on. Then we gotta figure out which of these coils, ignition coils, need to be replaced. Well, they should put more bolts in that thing, shouldn't they? Alright, so camshaft, those 2 are done. We're going to go ahead and unmark those. And it's just 3 ignition coils. That's good. So it looks like 2 of them are here. And the other 2 are not. So, older part. And pick the older part. Cover on it. We'll come over here and do pretty much do a repeat once we put this valve cover back on. Okay, so from the looks of it, the rest of what we got to do is all underneath. So what we're going to do is real quick is we're going to go ahead and clear all this garbage out of here. And I guess while we're here, let's go ahead and get the oil back in it and refill the coolant. And I think there was something else we had to do too. I can't remember now. Oops, that ain't what I wanted to do, but that's what I did. Refill the windshield washer fluid. Okay, so now that takes care of everything under the hood. As far as I can tell, I'm looking at this again just to be sure, but looks like we have everything under here done. Come on. Alright, up in the air it goes. Alright, so I should have done this a minute ago. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mark everything that's going to get done under here, under the vehicle. And I just marked all the brake pads. It'll just simplify, just to remember where, not really where they're at, because that's obvious where they're at. Remember that needs to be done. So, well, we can start right here in this corner. But regardless, it definitely needs pads. While the tire's not in the way, that's the time to do anything else. So we need to replace this bushing right here, which means we got to take this all apart. This might get complicated. Not like horribly complicated. We'll come back to that. So we just know it's got to go in there, so we might have to flip parts around a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab this bushing over here on this side. Come on, there we go. In the middle of that wheel. Can have a lot more work in the back, it looks like. So what I want to double check is, obviously I know I need 4 brake pads, so I'm going to make sure I get those, and I'm going to look at how many rubber bushings. 2, 6 rubber bushings. Oh, I really need it right here? Okay. I said 6 on the rubber bushings. The thing about rubber bushings, you could buy a bunch of those and you'll use them. Those and brake pads. It's just some of the other weird parts that you may not ever use. Okay, this is where this one gets a little confusing. I'm going to assume it goes in that one, and obviously I don't want to put... The only way I'll know is after I get this bolts off the back end. And it just says rubber bushing. See, there's a rubber bushing in there too. So the other way to know is to untick these completed ones. And it worked. Okay, so we got it right the first time. So it's a little temperamental, to give it to say the least. And let's move to the next tire. Pad, brake pad. Yeah, we need a hub right here. Cap out of the way. Not too worried about the bearing. Alright, grab this bushing. And, oh, doesn't need that one. Okay. That simplifies that, I suppose. So, we've already got a brake pad to fix that one, so we're not going to worry about the brake pad. But we definitely need the hub. And we do have bushings. Alright, put these parts back together here. Before we throw the wheel back on, make sure that we kind of corrected those there. It looks like we did. I'm not seeing. Really wasn't paying attention to this. Spring caps. Okay. Making sure I wasn't missing something. I saw the spring in there, but it's in the back probably. Okay, going again. Oh, I'm getting bad at that one. It's alright though. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look here. Let's get rid of some of this junk. So, still got 2 more rubber bushings to throw somewhere. And obviously the pads. Okay, so we need a wheel hub 3 here. We'll go ahead and grab that out of there. I actually had to pull the whole axle to get that. Couldn't remember. Still got that up there. I take the bushing out of this, which is also one of the bad bushings. Well, boy, that was a fair amount of crappy parts there, wasn't it? Let's see, that, 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. Get on it. Okay, so I got another brake's done. U-bolt there, that one. That bushing, control axle, that 3, and the spring cap. So that literally leaves pretty much the other corner to do. Actually, I need a hole. Yeah, okay. Let's clear some of this garbage real quick. I apologize if that's annoying, but that's just kind of how I like to keep things organized. That way I don't miss something or actually buy too many parts or whatever. And we all have our own play style, and I'm fine with you doing it your way. I'll do it my way. Mainly all we're doing is we're just looking at the work order itself. Okay, so let's see here. Just that one U-bolt. And the bushing. So we definitely need those two. Yeah, pretty might be time for a new keyboard. I just seem like I keep mashing the crap out of this keyboard trying to get this thing to do stuff. It seems to be the escape key. Ooh, what the heck happened there? Hold up. Take that off there. Looked like I forgot to buy one of those. Yeah, see, stuff like that happens. Let's see. Alright guys, well, check that out. Completed. 100% completed. Yeah, this was kind of a long video. It's coming out to be almost about a 30-minute long video, so we'll see how it comes out to when it's edited. But so real quick before we go, we'll clear out our inventory here real quick. We'll check this case out, and let's go with those two parts this time. About the same thing. So, and also, I think that it is it is time for us to expand this garage a little bit. And what I mean by that is we are going to expand to the other area over there. So it's going to cost us 10 grand, but it's going to be well worth it. So what that did is that gave us this back here. Now, we don't have much here yet. We need the repair tables, so those will all come. We're going to have a lathe in here, and eventually this warehouse. This is more what I'm going for, is a warehouse, but also the repair tables. And the repair tables are going to come first. So, out of curiosity, let's see. We're not worried about window tint. So body repair station is going to cost us $2,500. We're not going to do it now, but we will eventually. Engine tools. We'll see. we will probably get into that over time, but not probably during this. Charger, welder. We'll just grab those as we kind of need them. Workbench. This is going to be very beneficial. So, workbench and the lathe. And I know we're spending a little bit of money here, but we're going to stop at those because we'll get these as we need them. These two we can definitely use. So, this is highlighting this in for me. And just basically showing that this is our new device. So this is our brake lathe. So you just left click to use it, lathe, you pick what you want to lathe, and it kind of does its own thing. Typically I use this workbench while I'm there, but unfortunately we got to upgrade our renovator status to be able to repair these. So typically I'm just kind of back and forth like this and getting stuff done. So let's see, what do we need for a renovator? We need to be... because we do have a skill point we can use. Eagle's eye, strong arms. Renovator, there's the one we want. Let's go ahead and unlock that, because that'll give us the ability to repair stuff. I don't think it's going to give us what we want. Let's go ahead and grab that one. Yeah, those still locked. We got to get to Renovator 2 and then 3 to... But over time we'll be able to repair these parts. But in the meantime, any other parts that we come across, we can try to repair here and there. So I will get away from that noisy thing for a hot minute, guys, and I think we'll... oh yeah, hold on, it highlights it over here. That's why I didn't see it. There's the other repair. So you got a repair table here, 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 and here. That's just for repairing all your regular parts, plus the brake lathe only has one spot. And then we'll get more tables for the body work, which it will actually take a big segment of this middle piece area. But the next thing we're going to get is going to actually be our warehouse. So we'll see how much that's going to cost us. So anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and punch out, guys, and I'll finish lathing up these brakes. We'll have those for those rotors for the next round of brake jobs. So that until, guys, I will catch you guys later. Appreciate you showing up, and I'll see you.